think that a senior leader or CEO could see solution in what we were saying. We made it sound quite easy, but also achievable. I think we made it sound achievable because breaking down the steps and looking this bit, and this bit will help to do that.
Yeah.
And that's what people feel is not being done enough. It's like a science, and how do we change? This is the formula that we see that works with us and our clients. Pick one bit to work on even.
Yeah.
And that could unlock something, but don't just sit there and do nothing.
And just recognizing that it's not going to be easy, because I think some people are like, all the time. So like, great, how many training sessions? We'll have 3 training sessions on inclusion and we're done. That's it for the year. No, it's an investment. It's an investment. It's continuous improvement, and, pay the value of having a profitable business. So don't ring fence it with, removing budget to make these things happen and get up and off the ground. And so, Mon, what you said earlier about coaching, I think for me, it's one of the underrated, the most undervalued tool in the market. Because the barrier to entry is so low within, just like counselling or therapy, people don't actually recognise the value that having an incredible coach can have, the insights that are then sparked, and how it can shift teams in a completely different way through good facilitation. And I've seen you do it time and time again, Mon, and it really works. So even just getting that message out that coaching is is a crucial key and element in driving culture change in your business.
I really, really hear you. And I think what I'm hearing more and more about is wanting a coach with lived experience.
Yes.
For me, as an example, my intersectionality, so having progressed my own career over 20 years and been in a boardroom for 5 years, being a COVID director for 12 months, the lived experience of me progressing my journey in an environment where I was absolutely underrepresented, the only one, youngest director, only black director at the time. And I think then the dynamic of building dynamic, diverse teams time and time again in extremely challenging environments on a shoestring, no budget, developing young talent, and learning to understand and managing and leading people the same age as my parents in that dynamic. So that real stretch in teams, I think being able to relate to that, and that's not mentorship, because as a coach, having lived experience and understanding doesn't mean I now tell you what I did or how I didn't know, but it's understanding that it is hard and it is tough. So reminds me of a conversation I had with a board a couple of weeks ago. One of the board members said, we need some quick wins. And they're on their second phase of their journey, if I describe it that way, towards an inclusive culture. And I said, you won't have any more quick wins because you already picked your low-hanging fruit. So your first phase is good, you've done good work, but that's your low-hanging fruit. Doesn't mean that the next phase is impossible, but we won't be using the language of quick wins because now you understand where your equity barriers are even more. You understand them better, so the next phase of work will feel more challenging and will impact more people, but you won't be describing it as a quick win. Let's call that out so that we manage expectations, And I think it's important to be honest when we're working with clients, isn't it? That's not to put you off. It's just so that you understand, and we're here with you for the journey. But the journey will be different.
Absolutely. Love that.
I love that. What I love is everyone wants a quick win. Can we just have all the quick wins and make everything a quick win? Can we make all the fruit at the bottom of the tree so we can just pick all the fruit at once? Like, no.
I can give you quick questions.
Well, exactly. Questions. Exactly. But
I can't give you quick wins if it's not true.
We've done those bits now. Now some hard work, because that's the endorphin that rush that you wanted. Look, everybody, we're doing something. We've changed something here. See, we are doing it. That's the bit that not that no one cares about, that's the bit that we know is low-hanging fruit. Anyone can see that's low-hanging fruit because you've done it quickly. Everyone knows that you have to work hard to get change. It's like turning a cruise ship. You can't do it quickly. So if you think that by doing more quick wins, people are going to be on side or believe what you're doing or understand that,
not the case.
Let's show the journey. Let's show the tough. Let's tough it out together. But transparency, so showing you that along the way.
What you can do, though, is, number one, help people to understand what it means for them. Okay, so if you're asking me to come on a long journey, help me to understand what it means for me.
Yes.
Me, myself, and my team. Okay, help me to understand that. Number two, help me to have a quick narrative. So if this is our journey, how do we explain that as an impact statement? So it's not a quick win, but just hit me between my eyes through it. So I get it. I understand it and I can digest it. Don't talk to me in a bag of jargon.
Yes.
Right? And 3, be honest about the steps. So we're on phase 1. Phase 1 is here. Let me remind you of phase 2, phase 3. So yes, the journey's long, but let's chunk it down. Yeah. Let's be honest, like you were saying about role modeling. I'm here all the way of the journey. So yeah, big change journeys are challenging. They are deep work, but there are tools that we can use and that you can use to help you navigate that and to help your colleagues to feel part of it and to understand where they are on it at any one time. And I think that's crucial to underpin when you're leading big changes in culture. And I know we're going to talk about that more.
We don't explain to the teams, the employees, the companies, and give examples of other organisations that have been through changes, how challenging change can be. I think if you're in your role, you're in the company 2, 5, 7, 10 years, and there's like change programs, you think, oh, okay, they show you the low-hanging fruit, that kind of ticks a box, then somebody leaves, somebody joins. But there's no good examples, I believe, that are being shown and demonstrated out loud of how long it took a company to go from here to here. That was 10 years. It looked like it was 2, but actually that was 10. And we're going to do something similar. We want you to be here for the entire time, but if you're not, that's okay too. You'll play a part of that journey. Yeah. But we're not looking at what the 2 year, 1 year, 18-month fix is. It's impossible. Yeah. Some things are generational. Some things just take longer, and we want it to stick. So we're going to pay it forward by looking at this change and understanding it for what it is. But I do think in the microwave popcorn culture that we have, everyone wants it done in 30 seconds, and it's just not doable.
I hear you. I think there's something in there what you said though, and I hope we can pick that up again, is about how we support people on the journey. Yeah. So how we support people through the journey of change, how we provide that effective support on it. And also it's okay for people to only want to be on part of it. So if something about employee retention, isn't it? It's all right if someone's very honest and says, I'm here, I want to be here for the next 18 months, this is what I want to achieve, this is what I want to happen. They can play a fundamental part in it, and that's okay as well.
And the biggest perception is that there is a blueprint to this. Yes. And every organisation is like, yeah, but what are they doing? But how did they do it? And it's like, no, but what do you need? It's so specific to the business that there is a framework. Of course, there's a framework around these things, but people want the blueprint, and that's what they want to pay for. But it's like, no, you've got to do the work. Yeah.
And sometimes I think it can reduce fear. One of the number one questions we're asked is there someone who's done it before, isn't it, right? Or is there someone further on in the journey? And you're right, Christina, there will be some nuggets that you'll take from that, but ultimately usually come away with either comparing and going, well, we're not like that. Or, it's so far removed. The gem in it is to get a feel for how some of it felt, to get a feel for when you've sort of hit the next phase. I think those pointers are usually quite useful when you're trying to speak to someone who's further along, is how did it feel at this point? Because then it takes away some of that fear that you may have yourself. Is that the fear of the unknown of how is this going to feel, what's going to happen? It might not be the same, but someone working at your level being able to share with you to say, well, actually, when we hit this point, this is what happened here, and this is how we maneuvered it, can build a bit of confidence to face,
definitely
almost open the door on that next phase of the work. That sometimes helps, but I'm really with you on the tailored approach to understand your equity barriers. Yeah, for sure.